Rain streaks down the window, blurring the city lights. A lone figure awakens in the dim hospital room, gasping for air. Grace Whitmore's eyes dart around, disoriented, struggling to comprehend her surroundings in the soft, eerie light. Medical equipment beeps softly, the rhythmic sound creating shadows that dance ominously on the walls. She attempts to move, but a sharp, searing pain shoots through her, causing her to wince in agony. The room is silent, save for the rain and beeping, Grace trapped in the confines of her pain. Natalie stands at the foot of Grace's bed, the bright hospital room, a stark contrast to the darkness she's been in. Natalie fights back tears, forcing a smile as she looks down at Grace. A hopeful yet fragile moment hangs in the air as Grace stirs. Natalie's voice cracks with emotion. "You're awake." The sterile environment of the hospital room amplifies the intimacy of their reunion. Natalie's relief is palpable, a silent promise of recovery and hope. In the sterile hospital room, Ethan stands, exhaustion etched deeply into his face, a testament to countless days. Despite his weariness, a gentle, unwavering light shines in Ethan's eyes, a beacon of hope amidst the sterile surroundings. "I'm Ethan. I've been here. Every day," he says softly, his voice a comforting presence in the quiet room. Grace searches Ethan's gaze, feeling an inexplicable warmth, a connection sparking in the heart of the cold hospital room. In the sterile hospital room, Grace strains to speak, her voice a bare whisper against the silence. Her throat is parched, each attempt to form words a visible struggle. Natalie observes Ethan and Grace, a subtle flicker of jealousy betraying her composed facade. The unspoken tension hangs heavy in the air, a silent drama unfolding between them. The sterile hospital hallway stretches, bathed in cool, clinical light. A doctor stands, his weary eyes reflecting a heavy burden. Natalie and Ethan face the doctor, apprehension etched on their faces. The doctor's grave expression deepens the sense of foreboding. 7 years. A lot of time to lose, the doctor says, his words hanging in the air. In the dead of night, blinding headlights tear through the darkness, momentarily turning night into day. The piercing screech of tires shatters the silence, an ominous prelude to impending disaster. A voice, raw with terror, erupts into the night, desperately screaming a single name. "Grace." The scream echoes, a desperate plea lost in the vast emptiness. The intense headlights linger, casting long, distorted shadows that dance like specters of regret. In the dim hospital room, Grace lies awake, her eyes wide and haunted in the faint moonlight. Long shadows stretch across the room, mirroring the darkness that grips her. Her fingers clutch a silver locket, tracing its cold surface as if seeking solace. Flashbacks flicker behind her eyes, each a painful echo of a past she can't escape. She's trapped, a prisoner of memories that haunt her waking hours. The locket remains her only tangible link to a life now shrouded in shadows. Lucas Reed enters the sterile hospital room, a bouquet of flowers, a stark contrast to the clinical setting. His practiced charm is evident as he speaks, his words dripping with a rehearsed sincerity. "I never stopped loving you," Lucas says, his eyes fixed on Natalie, seeking a reaction. Natalie watches silently from the corner, her expression unreadable as she observes Lucas. The hospital room is filled with the sterile scent of antiseptic. Grace lies still, feigning sleep, her face pale against the white sheets. Natalie stands silhouetted against the cityscape, her form a dark contrast to the twinkling lights beyond the window. Her voice, a low and venomous whisper, cuts through the quiet tension of the room. "You said it was an accident," Natalie hisses, her words laced with accusation and suppressed fury. Natalie's silhouette looms, her chilling promise hanging heavy in the air. "You promised she wouldn't wake up." Sunlight paints stripes across the detective's office as Aaron Blake faces Natalie, the atmosphere thick with unspoken tension. Natalie's smile, too bright, too practiced, tries to mask the truth flickering behind her eyes. Her hands, betraying her facade, tremble subtly in her lap, a silent confession of inner turmoil. Aaron Blake leans forward, his gaze unwavering, ready to dissect the layers of deception. "I need to ask a few questions about the accident," Detective Blake's voice hangs in the air, sharp and direct. Natalie's silence speaks volumes, the weight of the unspoken word heavy in the sunlit room. Grace's hand dives into Natalie's drawer, sifting through silk and secrets in the dim light. Her fingers pause, closing around something cold and metallic hidden beneath. She pulls it out, revealing a twisted car key marred by time and neglect. Rust eats at its surface, a silent testament to a forgotten incident. A closer look reveals dark stains, dried blood clinging to the corroded metal. A road at night blurs as Grace's mind floods with fractured memories. Natalie driving, her face a mask of anguish. Tears stream down Natalie's face, each drop a testament to her despair. Natalie's hands leave the steering wheel, surrendering to a moment of profound loss. Images flash. A chaotic storm of regret and terror consumes Grace's thoughts. Natalie's abandonment of control echoes in Grace's mind, a haunting, fragmented nightmare. Grace's eyes snap open, jolted awake in the abandoned factory's dim, chilling expanse. Rough ropes bind her to a rickety chair, the biting cold seeping into her bones. Shadows dance across decaying machinery, turning the factory into a cavern of fear. Panic claws at her throat as she struggles against her restraints, the cold intensifying. Each breath echoes in the vast emptiness, a stark reminder of her isolation and dread. Moonlight spills through broken windows, revealing Natalie as she steps from the shadows into the deserted factory. Dust motes swirl around her, each footstep echoing in the vast, empty space, amplifying the solitude. Her voice, laced with regret, cuts through the silence. "I didn't mean for it to go this far." A sudden, sharp edge enters her tone as she declares, "But you woke up. You ruined everything." Moonlight spills through shattered windows, illuminating an abandoned factory's skeletal remains. Dust motes swirl in the air, each a tiny ghost in the vast, decaying space. Grace stands silhouetted against a mountain of rusting machinery, a solitary figure. Her face is a canvas of betrayal, etched deep with the pain of broken trust. The silence amplifies the weight of her unspoken words, a heavy blanket smothering the scene. Her voice cracks as she whispers, the sound lost in the cavernous space. "I trusted you." Moonlight spears through the gloom of the abandoned factory, illuminating dust motes and casting long shadows. Natalie stands alone, her figure silhouetted against the light, facing an unseen presence in the echoing space. Her voice cracks with bitterness and pain. "I loved you," Natalie snaps, the words echoing in the emptiness. A final, heartbreaking admission hangs in the air. "But he loved you more. Everyone always did." In the abandoned factory, dust dances in moonlight, illuminating Natalie and Ethan, their figures stark against the gloom. Natalie's face is a mask of resolve, her gaze unwavering as she confronts Ethan in the echoing space. Ethan's eyes dart, a frantic search betraying his desperation in the tense silence of the factory. $1 million, Ethan. That's the price for Grace's safe return, Natalie declares, her words hanging in the air. Against the skeletal silhouette of the abandoned factory, Ethan arrives alone, a stark figure in the night. His grip tightens on the money, knuckles bone white against the worn leather of his glove. The air hangs heavy with unspoken dread as he steels his resolve. His voice cracks with desperation. "Let her go. I'll stay." Weak moonlight pierces the gloom of the abandoned factory, illuminating swirling dust motes in the air. Broken windows frame the night as shadows crawl across the cavernous factory floor. Natalie's silhouette stands stark against the faint light, her expression unreadable. A tense silence hangs in the air, broken only by the creaks and groans of the derelict structure. Natalie's voice cuts through the stillness, laced with doubt and anger. "That wasn't part of the plan." Her words echo into the darkness, unanswered, amplifying the sense of betrayal and uncertainty. In the desolate heart of the abandoned factory, Ethan plummets. Grace's scream pierces the silence, a raw echo in the cavernous space. Natalie's eyes widen, reflecting the horrifying realization of her actions. A chilling stillness descends as Natalie freezes, paralyzed by the unfolding tragedy. Dust motes dance in the dim light, the only movement in the silent factory. Inside the dilapidated factory, Shadows dance as Detective Blake advances, his gun raised, glinting in the dim light. The air hangs thick with dust and the metallic scent of decay. His voice echoes through the cavernous space, a stark command cutting through the silence. Drop the weapon. Tension fills every corner as the fate of the night hangs precariously in the balance. Moonlight carves through the grime, illuminating dust motes in the abandoned factory. Decay hangs heavy in the air. Shadows stretch like grasping claws across the vast, silent space, distorting the shapes of forgotten machinery. Blake's voice echoes, cutting through the stillness. You underestimated one thing. His words hang in the air, heavy with accusation. Your guilt. Amidst the skeletal remains of the factory, Grace crawls towards Ethan, her body racked with desperate sobs. Her trembling hands reach for him, a silent plea etched on her tear-streaked face. Ethan stirs slightly, a flicker of life in his eyes offering a fragile hope. A glint of moonlight pierces through the gloom, catching on something metallic hidden beneath Ethan's shirt. The cold steel reflects the bleakness of their surroundings, a silent harbinger of danger. Grace's breath hitches, a mix of fear and desperate hope warring within her as she inches closer. Under the expansive morning sky, Grace and Ethan stand on the tranquil beach, the air filled with the soothing rhythm of the ocean. Gentle waves caress the shore, each surge a whisper of nature's enduring strength. Grace's gaze sweeps across the vast horizon, a poignant vulnerability etched on her face. With a voice tinged with relief and lingering sorrow, Grace confesses, I thought I lost everything. The morning sun bathes the tranquil beach in a golden glow, as Ethan's gentle smile reflects the serenity around him. A quiet revelation dawns as Ethan reflects on life's unexpected turns. Sometimes, losing everything helps us find what truly matters, Ethan says softly. His words hang in the air, resonating with the vastness of the ocean and the promise of a new beginning. The tranquil beach whispers secrets of rediscovery and the simple joys found in life's quiet moments. If this story touched your heart, like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Can betrayal ever be forgiven?